So we all know that today is draft day, and we know the Commanders have a big decision to make, especially at the quarterback position. Seeing though we don't have Sam Howell, but we do have the opportunity to get a good guy like Jayden Daniels or Drake May. And I feel like everything is pointing to Jayden Daniels. And let me start off by saying the guy we had last year as our backup, Jake Fromm, he just changed his number from the old number to the number 12. Now think about this. His old number was number 11, right? Now he changed it to 12. That's just one thing. And then the other thing is Jayden Daniels came out and said that he would love to be drafted by the Commanders. And he didn't say love, but he came out and said and cleared up the air and basically said that he would enjoy being drafted by the Commanders. There's nothing wrong with the Commanders, right? I'm just summing it up. But he also is going to be picked by them because we feel like he is the second best quarterback in the draft, right? The fact that he won a Heisman, the fact that he threw 40 touchdowns, ran 10 touchdowns, threw for 3,000, close to 4,000 yards, ran for 1,000 yards, and only threw 4 interceptions, right? So that is most of the reason why we want him. And he's played in a top division in college. So everything is pointing towards him. And also the fact that Cliff Kingsbury is used to playing with a dual threat quarterback. And he knows how to use one. And he knows how to bring the best out of a quarterback, especially coming into the league and it being your first year. So that is some of the things that I feel like we're going to do, right? And the fact that Jayden Daniels has shown a lot of interest in being drafted by the Raiders, and he feels like he want to go there, but we all know the truth. It's way too far of a chance to happen because the Raiders have the 13th pick, and there's about 6 other teams that need, including us, 6 other teams that need good quarterbacks. So we know by the time the Raiders get there, they won't have a chance at Jayden Daniels if we don't pick him with the 2nd overall pick. We know for a fact if we don't pick him, the Patriots are going to pick him, and they're right after us. So with that being known, and the fact that the Commanders are not trying to trade their pick away, their 2nd overall pick away, we know for a fact they're getting a quarterback. And we don't have Jacoby Brissett. We don't have Sam Howell. And the fact that we only have Marcus Mariota, we understand that Marcus Mariota was placed there so he can coach up the rookie that we have coming in, which is, I feel like, is going to be Jayden Daniels. And the reason I say that is because he's shown interest and he finally gave up and said, you know what, I'm going to face reality. And reality is I'm not going to the Raiders. They don't have a chance to get me because the Commanders are not getting up the 2nd overall pick, and they don't care no matter what. So he accepted his reality, his fate, and he wanted to come out and fix things and basically say that, you know what, I know it's not going to happen, so this is where I'm going to be. I got to accept it. And I got to show them some type of respect at the end of the day. And that's what he did. So now that he's shown his respect towards the Commanders, they're going to feel better about their choice, right? And then when they choose him, you got to think about this. He was upset. He still looks upset that he can't go to the Raiders and be with Antonio Pierce, right? But look at this. This is a smart move. They bring in a guy that he's used to playing with once he gets here. And on draft day, it might even happen on draft day. I feel like it's going to happen. A guy like Brandon Aiyuk, right? We all know we need another wide receiver because we don't have Curtis Samuel. But by us not having Curtis Samuel, we know it's a huge hole, so we need to fill it. And who else than Brandon Aiyuk? Seeing as though he needs a new contract and he's going into his 2nd contract, right? And he just made it all the way to the Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers. And he's looking for that big payout. And we actually have the money to give him that big payout. And I think this is a smart move. Bring in a guy that bring in a guy that is fresh, and think about it. What happens when teams want to bring in people, but they don't feel like they want to be there? It's not their area. It's not their hometown. It's not some place they really want to go. They give them more money. They give them more incentives. They give them more things to make them feel comfortable. One way of making Jayden Daniels feel comfortable is bringing somebody he knows. And somebody he is very familiar with is Brandon Aiyuk. And they both played together when they were at Arizona State, right? And this was when Antonio Pierce was there as well. So if we can't get you to the Raiders because we want you, the next best thing, and it's a perfect time for this stuff to happen. Why not happen now? Why not go out and get Brandon Aiyuk to pair with Jayden Daniels along with the rest of the team, because he's not happy being here. We know that. But how can we make him happy? How can we make him feel like this is the place for him, right? Bring in Brandon Aiyuk. And that's going to probably happen today. And I can't wait to see it. And definitely subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for watching it. And help me get to this 1,000 subscribers. And share this video if you can, man. I'm sure somebody was thinking this same idea. And of course, I didn't think of it on my own. I just put some stuff together and thought about it. I was like, maybe this is what's about to happen. Because how convenient is it that Jake Fromm changes his number right before the draft? How convenient is that? And he changes it from 11. Out of all people, he changes it from 11 to 12. So that feels like Brandon Aiyuk is saying, or they've had talks with the San Francisco 49ers that we're going to get him, and when he comes here, he wants his number. He wants his number 11. So we're getting Brandon Aiyuk, and watch what's going to happen in the draft. And I feel like that's going to happen. I could be wrong, but I'm feeling like it's an 80% chance I'm right. But we about to see. And I'm out.